So, this morning it's like just like I'm so tired of all of this. I really am. I'm so tired of all of this because first it's like I don't even remember like right off the top of my head I don't even remember my songs, like all of my songs, the way they started, or like that's the whole thing. I don't even remember the way they started. Like it was just like that. I've been so busy doing these videos, and I haven't even had like you know any real, even even if I wanted to, it's like I don't even want to because I'm just so disgusted with the fucking, and it's like the first thing I want to say after that is like, all the different, um all of the stuff I said, Ari, is true. And then it's like I gotta make videos about this shit because that's how fucked up people are. Oh man. And I hope you're paying attention too, Selena, because I hate to say it, but yo man, see, I don't even want to say some of this shit because it's just like when I think to myself, like it's like, it's like when I think to myself, it's like, oh, all the fucking times. It's just like, ooh, which part do I focus on first? It's like it makes me wonder, Selena, right? Like when me and you were sitting in the car, and like, it's like you turn around to me and you start to say like all these fucked up things, and I had no idea what the fuck you were talking about. And I could only imagine at that point, like, where are you getting this shit from? But it wasn't just you, Selena, with your high profile status or nothing, because I'm not even dogging on you. I am saying straight up, like, this happened so many fucking different motherfucking times in my life. And I'm saying to myself, where are these people getting their information? And it just caused me to not want to care, not about you, but it made me not want to care in general about fucking, if that's what you choose to believe, that's what you choose to believe. And I kept saying to myself, I have enough problems on my plate, okay? Then, as I start to break down all the problems in my life, and I'm saying all the things that I did, all the things that I did, and yet for some reason, I'm being haunted by a bullshit, somehow, some way, everybody seems that I come in contact with, even though I don't know these people from my freaking, from it, and they have this strange concept of a story, and I'm saying to myself, first off, how the fuck do you know about even that situation? I was 5, six, not even. Maybe I was 6 years old, And then it was the whole other embarrassing thing, right? But that thing's not so embarrassing when I say to myself, you know, nobody brings up this part of it. And I've said this anytime anybody ever brought it up to me. So, how the fuck is it that every single fucking person that knows about this does not know about this? Just like the first thing where people are saying the story and it's like, where the fuck did you hear this from? And then, not even just where you heard this from, you're speaking words right now that I should fucking stab you in the neck, because that is not how it went down. But how it is going to go down, and that's where I should have stabbed those people in the fucking neck. Minute you don't tell me, after saying something like that to me, the minute you fucking say something like that and you want to fucking sit there and not tell me where the fuck you're getting it from, causing me to turn against all the people that I care about, that I think have any fucking recollection of a situation. Maybe they're mad at me now, maybe they want to change the fucking this and that. Those people, this is what I'm talking about. I'm saying, and then after all this time, I'm saying to myself, how the fuck is it that this shit from 5 years old keeps resurfacing over and over again, almost with like 6-year intervals? Five or 6 year intervals. And then it's like after all the other shit, and then that's where it comes into it. Because the first thing had nothing to do with you personally, and then it gets to the point, or the second thing. Yet those two things could have been fucking very well being fucking manipulated from an outside source the whole fucking time. Once it gets to meeting you, Selena. Because that's where when I was talking about clone A and clone B coming from clone fucking, in other words, from this to clone A to clone B, how they don't have to look alike. I mean, we're talking, you're making me. You've just pushed somebody so far past the limit of, you already knew that I knew about things that I shouldn't be talking about. But meanwhile, you put me in a position where I have to fucking say things, because at the same time, this seems to have never been handled throughout all of the years. And I'm sorry, but that's why it falls heavily onto that situation with Selena. And I love you, Selena, and I'm not making fun of you, and I love you, and I really do wish you some of the best things in life. But now that I realize the man and the other man and the fucking whole situation, and I'm not to Ari yet, because if you think whatever happened to you was fucked up, it's like there's people that I think had better intentions for you. And they were afraid of this man and this man. And then there's Paul Prusen. I felt bad for Paul, and I felt at the same time, Paul didn't exactly, he knew what he was doing, and he was being directed to do it, and that is where I am like, oh man, yo, I really, you know what? It's like after almost 30 something years, I had enough. That's why this whole thing, it's like this is even being engineered. This right here, what I have to do is being fucking engineered from the outside. That's how much they were afraid of me. It's like this is where so much other stuff goes into play. I mean, no offense, but it goes into play with the Brown family, the Fox family, which manages to fucking seep into my family. Oh man, that's what I mean. It's like it's like, yo man, you know, I don't hate you. I don't hate yous, but like, relationships between me and my close family members were very much destroyed, and I can't say that we would have been close, but because they are it is exactly what I'm saying it is now. The manipulation, the this, the that, the everything else, and I don't personally, they make me just as much disgusted. And then there's the outside influence. That's why I'm bringing up the whole Brown thing and the Fox thing and the freaking and so much more. The Wolf thing. Oh man, because there's so many more names attached, and it's just so much more sickening when I think like, wow, it's like where all this is coming from right now, because I don't know if it was the first time or afterwards that there was a particular what am I gonna say? How do I not say what it is? Because at this point, it's like this shit's so fucking dumb, confusing, and it's like I just think of the time that I was in my room and I started to try to play with a spider, and I didn't even know. That's why I'm saying it's like I would. So it had to have been before. It had to be before the other incident, and as I'm playing with the spider, I'm blocking him off, but I'm not hurting the spider, the girl spider, okay? Because it started to freak out, and it talked to me, and it said, "Why are you doing?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "You can talk?" Now I was so little. My mom heard this, and she came in the room, and I was taking a pencil, and I was playing with the spider, and the spider was going down, and then I was like rocking the pencil back and forth, and it was like and it was me doing what I could do naturally, and it hurts me to think like there's other ways that people have forced that out of other things, and what gets to me is that it's like it's like life is so special, and it's those type of people that are the biggest fucking problem. You know, it's like when my mom called people in on that situation because she already understood something was happening. I don't think, even with the stuff that my mom that passed away knew, I don't think she totally understood how. That's why it's like she's seen what was happening. She calls people into the situation, and they start talking with me about what was I doing, and I'm telling them that I was being talked to by said animal. And it's like they knew, because my mother knew that was, people would look at that as strange, and people would look at that as, oh, I got fucking problems. It's like, something? It's like, I don't fucking, they don't talk to me, okay? Because of this whole fucking thing. Like, and that hurts me because of so many little spirits that are in this world that I don't know how to make this right. Life, like, I don't even want to go down this right now, because I'm gonna say this. It's like, you know all these things that lead up to the, it's like when I started, when after what was to me, because after that is when the other incident happened. And that other incident was my trust seemingly being taken advantage of by one of these spirits. It's like I still remember, like, my father, when he seen me playing with that first spider. It's like I remember one thing in particular that he said, that it's like he said something very, very particular, that it right when I remembered these memories, that is something that was so potent at the time, and that is how they do that. That is how they do that. It is that's how they gain the trust, and then they bite, and then it's like this and that, and it's very, it's not that he lied, and it's not that or he wasn't telling the truth, but it was also not as vicious as, even as light spoken as it was, it's not as vicious as he was making it out to be for all of that particular. That's why, at the same time, it's like my second encounter was the one that I trusted and I let bite me. And when I let that one bite me, it started to say things that, after it was being so nice, it turned into a very nasty spirit. It's like you got to learn who to trust in life, and it's the same thing with all of the creatures that, and I say creatures including humans. Okay, you know, it's like the things that I was shown. It's just like when I was in that car crusher, and those two little voices started to talk to me, and they were speaking Spanish. That is it's like I'm not making this up. Like they were speaking Spanish, and but it was like English Spanish, and they were like, "Oh, hello, little kid," and they were like, "Oh, they, they were like, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, little kid." I'm not gonna go into all that. So the point being is like, it was good that at least, that they were there, because there's a good chance that I could have passed away that day, and my father, because of this whole situation that went down in our country, that only the highest of fucking level clearances would probably be able to get their hands on. And at the same time, it's like, I don't hate, that's the whole thing. It's like, you've seen at that point in time, you've seen where people who were somewhat of, I don't even know what type of people. You know what? It seems like there was ones that had good intentions, but they also had bad intentions about their good intentions in the end and that's the whole point. It's like it's like I don't know what else to say about all of that. I know I went from one thing to another, but then it's like what I'm saying is that, it's like the things that I've seen in life and the things that I've been through in life, and I know that there's so many other people who know that I'm speaking the truth, and then it's like there's so much to life, and not to mention there's well balanced, and a lot of people are not well balanced. See, the people that were jealous of who I was and what I could do, they knew the things because they could do the same things, but they were a lot older and a lot more wicked. And the problem is that just like the two differences in the spiders, the one spider and the second spider, the first spider was pretty funny, and just like the other two that were near the car crusher that day, and I'm not saying spiders, these were different fireflies, and it's like them coming up to me, and then it's like I still didn't understand, because I didn't remember this. Even though these were only a few years apart, my little mind was so zip-zapping all over the place all the time, learning as much as I possibly could, as fast as I could, because that's what kids usually do. Well, some kids. And the point being is that it's like when he's like, oh, it's like we're right here, man, and it's like, oh, and then I look down and I slap my arm, and he's like, oh no, you killed my brother, and it was like, I killed a bug. What are you talking about? Where are you? And it's like, it's like, oh no, now we mad at you. I'm mad at you, man. But it's, in other words, like his supposed brother, okay, passed away. That's that on that same day in the car crusher too. Okay, I don't know how, but I'm guessing it got caught in a freaking part of the metal that was being crunched while they were sitting there trying to influence the fucking. The point being is that, it's like, thank God for those two little spirits, and then thank God, and it's like, and then I see that, what they taught me, and I remember this first spider, and it was like, they were, the first spider was like, okay, I want you to kill me now, and it was like, I don't want to hurt you, and it was like, do it. Just trust me, blah, blah, blah. And that's when I did it. And it was like, 2 days later or so, that it was back. The same voice, but a different spider. And it was like, that is the spirit. And that is why I'm saying there are mischievous spirits. There are, ones that don't belong so much so in what you would call heaven, but they don't belong in the worst parts of hell. And then there are spirits that do belong in, and that's why it's like there's this big tug of war shift of energies. And it's like the things that I'm saying, it's like they don't want people to know. And that is where it gets so much more complex, because oh man, this whole thing is started from the people who decided that as long as they follow me around, anything that's good that comes towards my life, they can manipulate away from the situation by bringing up stuff from when I was 5 years old. So no matter how far. So that's the worst part about being targeted by one of these types of people. They know about the spirit world. They know, and if they're not people that like let things go, because whatever they feel on the inside is not the same as the people who are trying to move forward. I don't know exactly the right words to say, but this is what took place around about the time, Selena, I met you. Now, for the first time. Now, as far as Ari, oh man, it's like those books. I remember what happened with the switching. I remember that there was a really good family. They unfortunately they didn't even celebrate Halloween. They didn't even, because they figured that Halloween, like they weren't, they and that's where it's like all this, so many things. They were into angels, sigils. These were books from the underworld. There's the tree of life, and then there's the tree of death. But the tree of death is not exactly what the word stands for. Does that make? Yeah, because I was gonna say it's more of the afterlife, and then it's the reverse flip of actually, well, in the what was the word for in the example of the tree of life and the tree of death, right? It's like the reverse flip, because it's like, oh, here's where life starts in the example, right? It starts with inside death, right? So now you're going into which came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, it says in the Bible that God spoke the word, and the word brought forth life. Am I wrong? It says in the Bible, before God spoke the word, there was nothingness. When all this sinks in to whoever's watching this, and that's why it's like I'm tired of making these videos. Because I know that one of the people who will see these videos way back before I even made these videos is one, if not both, of those men who seemingly have such a fucked up, raging hard-on for little baby Jesus. You know, it's like that guy wanted to fuck you, Selena. That's why they were jealous of me. Ari. Oh man, before you even got here. It's like I still believe in give me a second. I still believe in this because this is truth. Both of these are truth. Both of these symbols are truth. You know, all these wars, you know, I am there's so much of it that is so more complex. The things I taught people about death magic. See, the problem is with inside the spirits. Are there stronger spirits than others?